Hi Leo, welcome to Mama Star X channel and welcome to your tarot reading for the month of February. So Leo, I tried to do this reading before and I tried to do it twice and I couldn't do it because I felt the energies of your collective way too intense for me to just sit here and talk. But today, being the 11th of the month, here I am and things feel a lot better. But I find it interesting that with the 11th, right, this master code that I'm able to do this reading. I also noticed that when I tried to do the previous readings, you had a lot of different master numbers coming out in your reading, which to me, it represents the shift in consciousness that you're having right now. That I am imagining that it may be making you feel quite unsure or insecure or doubtful of your capabilities. Master numbers are asking us to pay attention, to have faith, to trust, to accept ourselves fully, because it's about mastering a knowledge. It's about being able to master something. So whatever challenges you're having, it's so that you can master this aspect of your life that needs change, that needs upgrading. So it's just interesting in that way. So when I use different oracles, I use also numbers and tarot. I use different methods, but when I chose a card in the astrological deck, the natal house that it's affecting this reading is Pisces. That's the natal house that represents your unconscious mind, your spirit, your soul. So I asked that card, okay, so what's the message? What is the message that you want to provide, Leo? And okay, so one of them was completion. So basically, something has been completed in this cycle. Something you completed, pretty much, you've completed something. Of course, we're always doing that. But here's what we need to keep in mind, that we may have like big cycles that are divided into little ones. So you will know, depending on whatever change is taking place in your life, what that means or what that represents. But with this particular number here, on one oracle talks about, hey, something is being completed. And the same number came out in another oracle to say seeking. So I feel like right now you are seeking for truth, for clarity. So in this expansion that you're having, which, the energy feels like, okay, Leo, it's time for you to do this. It's like everybody's doing the same, right? But it's kind of like a competition where people are taking turns. Now is your turn, Leo. So you've been seeing what other people are doing and how they're doing it. And you kind of been holding back because an aspect of your truth, when you're representing source energy, is to preserve structure, to preserve the traditional, right? But now is your turn, because not all traditions are healthy and not all traditions are good. So in order to change and be better, there are certain things you need to change. So you need to do an upgrade, an energy upgrade. And you know that you're ready for this and you've been feeling like it's time, right? It's time to do better, and it's time to let go of things that are no longer representing you. And you know that although there is an aspect of tradition, but it's time to let them go. But now that is your turn, and now that is your time to shine, you're kind of like, wait a minute, you're hesitating. So Spirit is saying, well, part of that hesitation, yeah, it comes from a place of insecurities or maybe doubts, or maybe not accepting yourself. It came out twice in two different oracles, acceptance. So part of this process where you're trying to change your point of views and, pretty much getting out of your comfort zone, you need to accept yourself, Leo. Really important. And you will succeed. The cards are showing you will succeed. But not until you do so, it's going to feel really uncomfortable. Because on one end, you're not really knowing exactly how this is all going to end up. So there is a level of the unknown, or the things that you haven't done before in this way that is making you feel insecure. And it's also the habit of doing things in a particular way for a long time and now needing to change. So there's a little bit of everything. So some of the challenges from this perspective of not knowing the outcome is going to feel like mountains, right? Like big. Oh my God, and now what am I going to do? You feel like you're not going to be able to overcome those obstacles. They're going to appear to you as very big, but it's all a perspective. Spirit is saying, Leo, it's all perspectives. Once you let go of that perspective, you're going to see that whatever looked as huge, it was just nothing more than the way you felt in that moment. You were holding a lot of emotional baggage from either past incarnations or inheritance from your lineage or from your ancestral background. But you will release them. In the heart of your reading, you have the Fool. But this Fool is looking to the past. It's looking to the Strength card. So this is the card that represents your recent past. So basically, with the Fool here is definitely a confirmation that you will succeed the completion of this cycle. That an aspect of this completion is seeking. And as you can see, look at this card, is being open and receptive to the new, right? Seeking, spiritual seeking, knowledge, nature, listening to the signs, listening to the birds, listening to spirit, listening to whatever it is that comes from the unknown, Leo. So it's kind of like you have opened a new door of new possibilities from the unknown that is making you now very aware of the present moment, how you feel about the now. And it's also highlighting your concepts, your definitions, your fears. And everything is happening, it's kind of like a vortex of energy where you're in the middle of it, and it's kind of like moving around you and highlighting aspects of you and aspects of your perceptions and aspects of the reality that, or the different realities that you've created and you're a part of. And it has to feel very overwhelming, but eventually things will fall into place. Spirit says things will fall into place. So it's just fascinating to me to see how 5 different oracles from their perspective are saying the same thing as tarot, the tarot. So, you have the Fool, right? Looking at the past, to the Strength, And, it's little by little being able to refrain. With the lion here, I feel like maybe it has to do with your fears, and especially with the mind. If we're dealing with the unknown, what is our mind telling us? What kind of defense mechanism the mind is creating to make you feel more grounded or secure? So, but you have help here. Spirit saying is that you have the help of a person. You're dealing here with somebody who's helping you out in this process. But you have some doubts or insecurities in how to work with this person, because I feel like some of you have feelings about this person because you see them as somebody who maybe expressing some of the qualities that you've been looking for in a person. But again, you feel like caught by surprise, or maybe this is a situation that is kind of unexpected, and again, there's so many different situations here that I wouldn't dare to describe because it's really pointless. You know better than anybody else what's going on in your life, better than me. But when I look at the cards, I feel like some of you are struggling with a situation where you have feelings for this person, and you have seen this person as the person for you. And I feel like in some cases could be speaking of situations of long term, but I also feel like it's guiding me more towards something new. Okay, so how to describe this? But again, you are dealing with somebody here who is teaching you something very important right now in this time of change and evolution and shifting consciousness that you're having. And in the way this person is bringing you the help is by forcing you to get out of your comfort zone, forcing you to break away from judgments or perceptions that you have about life that are very fixed, just like your sign, just like you. But again, you need to be cautious. There's a sense of cautiousness. You may feel cautious, and maybe force you to work like a private investigator or like a government agent, FBI, like secretly, because Pisces is here. Also, we need to keep in mind how the moon is transiting right now, which sign, because for you, Leo, being of fire element, you have a lot of fire, you have a lot of fuel, and needing to address that fire is really important, right? Because if you don't know how to address it, it could be very destructive. It could, create a lot of confusion, a lot of blockages, a lot of conflicts. So if you don't have a clear direction in how to direct that energy, it can become a problem for you and those around you. So in this particular case, I feel like, a very useful way or a very helpful way is to go in search of information that can help you long term to achieve a level of security that is important to you in your life. So Spirit is saying, don't try to make decisions right now that can affect you long term, because what you see right now as true or truth in a week from now or a month from now may seem as totally opposite to what you need or what's important to you. Okay, I don't know if I said that correctly, I mean, or if it makes sense, but I think for you it will. So work long term at making small changes that ultimately will benefit you long term. I guess that's the whole purpose right now. And that's because right now the moon is affecting everybody, especially, you know, with this level of purification that the collective needs to go through or is going through. And for you, Leo, is because it's transiting through Gemini. And Gemini, it comes with the air element. And although it's complementary in the, you know, with as far as the elements goes, but in this particular case, it can, with the moon, it can cause a lot of insecurities, or it can make you feel like you're going back and forth, you know, like in one moment I really like this and I want it because I love it, and then the next minute it's like, oh, I'm not very sure. So it can, you know, a lot of your mental projections is going to make you feel divided. On the 13th and the 14th, the moon is going to be transiting through Cancer, which is going to highlight the family environment. And this can also make you feel confused because now, for the sake of the family, right? I need to do this for the sake of the family. So not good either. So wait until the full moon, because we're going to have a full moon on the 15th and the 16th in your house, the Leo house, which this could present a problem for other signs, but for you may finally bring the level of clarity that you're seeking, the mental clarity. And here with this card of the sun in your mind, it tells me and it reassures me that you will find it. So if right now you're feeling very insecure and very unclear about how to deal with this situation that you're having right now with somebody where you don't know where it's going to go, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, Spirit says that don't worry, because ultimately by the end of this cycle, things are going to work out where you're going to get what you need and your person is going to get exactly what they need to. Because the cards that are coming out to close this cycle for you, Leo, is going to be the Four of Wands, and for your person is going to be the World. Hallelujah. So this person that you're dealing with, I feel like it's destined to come to your life to help you achieve the level of change or to complete whatever you need to complete in this cycle. Okay, so I feel like you're getting a lot of help here from this person, even though you may not see it right now. But ultimately, you both are going to end in the same page, because Spirit says that whatever you want right now in your life is the same thing that this person wants. You're being represented by the King of Pentacles and your person by the Queen. So both of you want the same thing, even though you may go about it differently. Even though you may have situations in your own personal life that are very different. But ultimately, the goal here is the same. Wow. Now, another aspect of this situation is that as you are releasing all this emotional weight that, again, has to do with your past experiences or past lessons, also including, you know, a lot of your ancestral baggage, right? This person, in the same token, I'm having a moment here because I feel like something shifted, okay? And I don't know exactly how to place myself in that change. So bear with me. Okay, so while you're doing this, right? So while an aspect of this cycle is for you to let go of this emotional weight, your person, you know, it's helping you achieve that. It's like somebody here is coming to give you a push. But your person seems to continue on because maybe in their development or in their path, they are already more aware of what they need to do or how they need to behave than you are. Okay, so maybe what's making you feel insecure and doubtful is because there are factors in this particular situation that you're not very familiar with. And it's just natural when we're not sure how to, you know, when we are working from a perspective that is unconventional, we don't know how to respond. We don't know how things are going to unfold. But I feel like your person knows. It's like maybe they're used to, I don't know. Maybe they become, yeah, because your blockage here is the Hierophant. And bear with me because I'm trying to work this out. And I'm hoping, and I think I will eventually bring all the points together that will make sense for you, Leo. So your person's blockage is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant represents somebody who's definitely has learned enough in their lives where they can now be an example to others, right? And it also represents different levels of initiation when it comes to being able to be an example to others and to teach others. But this is their blockage, right? So this is what they're dealing with that could be an obstacle to them. So with the 10 of Wands here and this energy crossing by, part of their challenge is to be able to embody this Hierophant nature. Okay, I'm in a path where I'm being initiated at multiple levels about truth, right? About the universal truth, about expanding or evolving. And again, is representing either a way of thinking that comes from a religious belief or a religious perspective, or maybe spiritual, depending on the nature of this person. Because, you know, this person has a robe, and that robe represents certain knowledge that your person has. But with you, it's being challenged. It's being challenged. So the both of you are coming together, and this person for you is to be able to take a risk, to finally take a plunge or take a leap of faith and let go of the baggage or let go of what's holding you back. Okay, whatever, if it's based on tradition, family tradition, or, you know, like family dynamic, whatever it is. You, on the other hand, are posing this challenge in this person's life that it has to do with doing what's right. Or reinforcing this quality of the Hierophant, which also talks about the unknown. But they have a 10, so that means that they are capable of overcoming this challenge. The challenge for you, Leo, is the emotional aspect, the lessons, right? So we see this Fool here looking to the past, and there is a lot in that past that has taught you. There's a lot of life lessons. I'm sorry, I'm having a difficult time, you know, like communicate these feelings, especially in English. But okay, so you are seeing things from your past that have taught you a lot, but also there is a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and whatever you have with you that you can take is the good in those lessons. So you're looking, it's more like this, right? Let me see. Okay, so because this is the blockage, right? So you're looking at the strength card, which I feel, and this is the past, by the way. So the Fool is taking a leap of faith, letting go of all that is heavy, all that is painful. And it's kind of strengthening you in a way. But in this process of letting go, this person here comes, and it's like the traveler, right? It's like they're I feel like they're moving in, you know, like somehow they enter your reality. It's like a traveler that is passing through and sees you in this moment, and it finds you in this moment where you're needing to take this leap of faith, because you know you either had an expansion, some sort of awakening, or you know, different realizations where you know it's time to make this change, right? It's time to complete this cycle in your life, where now, you know, you're breaking through the known or the traditional or the structures that you've used for a long time. And there are moments where you feel like, I don't know if I can do it, because some of these obstacles, or maybe what you need to overcome, is way too big for you to do it. But again, Spirit is saying, accept yourself, because that's all you need right now in order for you to overcome this mountain here. You know, so you've done the seeking and you continue to do that. You have what it takes as knowledge, and now you found your truth, right? You're finding yourself, and you're finding what's important to you. And that may not be the same as the people that you've had around you. So people are going to challenge you in that process, because that's what you need in order to accept yourself and finally take the plunge. And here comes somebody out of the blue, out of nowhere, and maybe this is somebody that you may know or you might have known before, but now they're entering into your life, bringing the level of awareness that you need, or the information that you need to have the courage and the strength to look at your past and see what has caused, you know, the pain and all this level of discomfort. But it's exactly what you needed, Leo, in order to liberate yourself and to release whatever was holding you back from taking this leap of faith. So the result of this interaction causes you to find the clarity. So this may not happen. Why is my arm hurting? I feel like all of a sudden my left arm is hurting. I don't know. I didn't have that before. But anyways, as the result of this connection between the two of you, or whatever communication, because I feel like you've had conversations here with this person. They're being represented through the Queen of Cups. So somebody here has brought some insights in a very loving way that gave you the clarity, or it helped you recognize how clear you are, or you know, whatever satisfaction you needed to have. Because you have the Sword here, which tells me that you find what you're seeking, while this person is being represented by death, which is really interesting to me, because right now the cycle that we're going through is definitely being reinforced by Pluto and the 8th house, Scorpio, right? Which is talking about major transformation. So in some ways, your person, whatever qualities they have, as the 10 of Wands, the traveler, right? Moving through a crossroad where it finds you, maybe thinking about taking this plunge. Do I do it? Do I do it? Am I ready? Right? They bring this finality or this completion here where you with your energy, right? You with your energy as a Leo, as the lion, right? I feel like this is basically you here. Give them the change, right? That they need to achieve in this moment. That whatever was keeping them from taking this Hierophant to the next level, now they can do it. So maybe the task for your person was to go through this next test. So their next task or the next challenge was to be able to meet somebody who can challenge them in their belief systems. You know, maybe there's some sort of desire that your person had, right? Where with you, they needed to let you go and continue on, free themselves from attachments maybe, because I feel like with the Death card here and blockage of, you know, the blockage of what's crossing is the Hierophant, they're able to change. And you know, from your perspective, it may seem like something minor, but from their perspective, it's a major thing, right? Because it's about needing to make the choice without questioning or without doubting. For you, it's the same, but because this is new to you, you may feel afraid, you may feel doubtful, but for them, it's like, you know, I need to continue to reinforce this energy of trusting my instincts as the situation unfolds in a way that, you know, I need to move on. So there's some of that. Because the reason why I say that, Leo, is because in the near future, you have the 2 of Wands. But your person has the Unknown card with the Wheel of Fortune. So I see here where you have 2 options that are, you know, that are attractive to you, but out of the 2, there is one that holds the world. So it means that with this opportunity, the world would open up in front of you. And to you, that's very attractive. Okay? But again, this person is looking to the past. So whatever this person helps you release and pushes you to take this leap of faith, it's opening up a reality for you that is very attractive, because yeah, it's like it's more than you thought of. It's more than you were able to think it was possible. And maybe there's this idea of accepting yourself. So maybe this person is bringing that, you know, this quality of accepting yourself at another level, which is something that for you is very new, or something that no one ever helped you achieve. Okay? So what it started out as something unknown, because it's funny how these two cards came out. The unknown card with the Wheel of Fortune. So you may not see right away the benefit in all of this. No wonder, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, everything happens for a reason. So I feel like there is this card saying everything happens for a reason. So what you may not understand in the beginning, and it seems to you like maybe a conundrum, I think that's the word, like a puzzle, like something that it doesn't make sense, or maybe you don't know how to position it in your life, becomes a blessing, because your person out of the blue is going to come with an alternative that will provide you with the Four of Wands and them with the World card. Very interesting. Yeah, because you see in the intentions here, you have, Leo, the Six of Cups, and this card normally we tend to see it as somebody from the past is coming, but there's more to this card, and I think it has to do with feeling protected. Something is being offered here that is something that we wanted or we've been wanting, but we didn't know it was, we didn't know if we were going to get it or not. We didn't know whether we were worthy of getting it, something like that. And because of the Eight of Wands represents movement, something that happens really fast and happens very, like things start moving really quickly, I feel like your person is the one that is the bringer or the bearer of this change. So to me, it's fascinating to see how the dynamic of these two people starts moving, making things move in your reality in a way where all the things that were stagnant in your life, or maybe you felt like were not moving quickly enough, now they are. Because it's like rearranging things, where we're getting things out of the way that maybe before you were hesitating in doing, and now it's like you're clear that it needs to go. And thanks to this person, is giving you that that push, or that clarity, or that motivation, or that inspiration for you to do it and make it happen. Yeah, because you see in your actions, you had the Five of Swords. So I feel like you definitely were looking back and you were hesitating in making the changes that you needed. Like you felt very insecure about changing. Your person had indecisions about which choice to make. So at some point, the both of you, when you came together, like you were maybe unsure about what to do because you kept looking back while I mean maybe like you were feeling like you were losing something that it was important to you and you were not ready to let it go, even though like it seemed like you had to, because it was just that time. But your person was dealing with insecurity. So I feel like, yeah, you both get to overcome the lesson. So whatever test you both needed to go through, you do it. And whatever lesson your soul needed to learn, right, from this connection, both of you learn it. Both of you learn it. And once again, for you, Leo, is the accepting. Maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet, but you will. It's accepting yourself and knowing that in order for you to have a we, you first have to have a connection with the I. And that's how I'm going to call your reading. So, Leo, thank you so much for listening. I wish you the best of luck. Until next time.